Welcome back to Healthy with Nicole. In today's video, I want to talk about binge eating and cheat days. If you are following a keto or carnivore diet, many people will do that for a little while and then they have a cheat day, or they just binge and they go off the rails completely. There's a little bit of a problem with this. So sometimes it's nice to have a treat here and there. But if we completely go off the rails and we binge on a lot of carbohydrates or sugar, what is going to happen is that we have taken ourselves from where we hopefully were in a fat burning state of very low carbohydrate, very low levels of glucose and insulin. And now we've loaded the body full of that. So the first thing that's going to happen is your body's going to hold on to a whole bunch of water. You might gain 5 pounds of water overnight. It's not shocking. But also now you've loaded your glucose tank, so to speak. So now your body is full of glucose. And so when you're going back and now you're like, okay, I had a cheat day or I fell off the wagon, I binged, what do I do now? Well, first of all, just get back on the wagon. Just get back on track and go back to zero carb or low carb, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Obviously, I'm a fan of the very, very low carb diets because I know that insulin is very damaging. If we have excessive insulin, it contributes to all kinds of diseases. So for me, I'm going to stick with carnivore or very low carb diet for most people. And so when you go back to that, it's just a matter of time before we use up our glucose. But there are some things that can help to get you back into that zone quicker. So first of all, exercise. When we use glucose, if it's there, and your body will burn up whatever glucose you've consumed. So long walks, maybe this is a good time to do a little bit of cardio. If you're a cardio fan, you could also do some weight training or just be really active for several days in a row. Do a little extra. So it doesn't mean go crazy for permanently, but you're not trying to beat yourself up, but all you're trying to do is burn up that excess glucose that you've taken in. So that will help to drop you back down, hopefully get you back into that ketotic state of fat burning quicker. And the other thing you can do is fasting. So I do like fasting. However, some people think that they need to punish themselves and fast out of guilt. That is not a good idea. That is not the purpose of that. The purpose of the fasting is to drop your glucose levels so that your insulin and your glucose levels will come down, and then you get back into using fat for fuel and get into that fat burning state. It is a very fast way to lose the water weight. So if you're all bloated up after a binge, then it's definitely going to speed the process along of getting back to losing that water, getting back into ketosis. And if you've been on a keto version of a diet for a long time, your body should adapt back fairly quickly. It shouldn't take you more than a couple days to bounce back. But going back and forth, if you're doing this all the time, then you're really contributing to your body's blood sugar dysregulation. And for some people, I know that I've had a lot of clients that have said, well, I just can't, make progress here. And then I, stick to the diet for 5 or 6 days and then I have a binge day and I just, fall off the wagon. So if that is you, then you have to figure out what is causing it. Is it a stress trigger? Is it that you're just not eating enough? Are you not satiated? What is happening that's causing you to binge? Because if you constantly binge, you are getting a setback every single time. So you're getting closer and closer and closer to that ketotic state, and then you binge and you have to go all the way back to the starting point again because you filled up your glucose tanks. So now we're back to being a sugar burner. So you do have to stick to it long enough to get into that state and stay there for a while to see the changes in your body. And I see this a lot, and a lot of people are struggling with that. So it's not a matter of willpower. So don't beat yourself up. It's just a matter of finding out what is going wrong that is, disabling you from getting through that zone of, I'm craving, I'm going to have a cheat day, I'm going to binge. And it's usually stress or they're not eating enough. So that's been my experience. But I'd love to hear from you. So please leave a comment below. Tell me if you've had problems with binging, if you've had cravings, do you have a cheat day, and how do you handle it? Love to hear from you. So if you like that video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share the video out, and I'll see you